Let us continue to stand as we look at 1 Peter 1. 1 Peter chapter 1, and we're going to start at verse 6. I know how great this makes you feel, even though you have to put up with every kind of aggravation in the meantime. Pure gold put in the fire comes out of it proved pure. Genuine faith put through this suffering comes out proved genuine. When Jesus wraps this all up, it's your faith, not your goal, that God will have on display as evidence of his victory. You never saw him, yet you love him. You still don't see him, yet you trust him. With laughter and singing, because you kept on believing, you'll get what you're looking forward to. Total salvation. Turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, the preacher's going to preach on just what does a good black man have to do? You may be seated. Just what does a good black man have to do? I preference this sermon from what my son said to me about 2 years ago while at Jackson State University. He said, Daddy, I need to ask you a question. Well, what is it, son? Daddy, can you tell me why is it that the good girls seem to like the no good guys? Why don't they ever give us a chance? My reply was, son, just keep on living. And sooner or later, you'll get just what you need. But my subject is just what does a good black man have to do? Somewhere, somehow, there was a lie that started among black men and black women. The lie is that we are natural enemies and just cannot get along with each other. You hear some of our black women say, once the brother gets a little money, gets a little status, obtain a title, make it to a major university, the brother's supposed to get a Miss Ann to replace a Miss Sapphire. Look at Tiger Woods. Look at Kobe Bryant. If you can't remember way back, what about O.J. Simpson? Look at Senator Brooks and others who overlook the sisters. Now let me ask, where's a sister supposed to find a man who is single, sensitive, and most of all, saved? just where do you look? After you take away the brothers on dope, brothers on crack, take away the majority of the black male population in jail, the brothers with no jobs, take away the brothers only interested in other brothers, the numbers really begin to plummet. Y'all gonna help me while I talk. Plus, if you wish to see even a smaller number, look for a black man who is committed to the Lord, his heritage, or having a good vocationalist, or just a hard-working man who goes to work, then comes on home, loves the ground you walk on. Help me, somebody. Even though he should have no other gods before him, you are his God. Ask yourself the question, where's a sister supposed to find a black man like that in 2014? There's a lot of them hanging around if you would just open your eyes. Hello, somebody. But on the other hand, what option does she have, black women, have except to look outside the race? Unless she's going to, number one, do without. Number two, look to other sisters. And when you read the book for colored girls who have considered suicide, when the rainbow is not enough, or you read Gloria Milo's works, just look at what 249 years of slavery has done, where we had no rights and we were not allowed to legally marry because property doesn't marry. Are y'all gonna talk to me? Could it be that the scars of that Holocaust, you know, there was a Jewish Holocaust, there was also an African-American Holocaust. Could it be that after all these years, it has left us at each other's throats instead of at each other's side? What has happened to us to distrust one another? We say the black woman has always had it easy, while the black male always has had to struggle. If he could talk, ask Trayvon Martin. Ask Rodney King. I wish we could all get along. Let me inquire, ladies, sisters, inquiring minds really want to know. Take inventory, ladies, when you are by yourself and your friends. Let's make it real. In the beauty shop, getting your nails done, talking with your friends. Ask yourself the question, how many good conversations have I been in recently where I shared with somebody the good things of a man I know? I don't mean the bad things. When's the last time I said to my friend, or even said to that person who I am involved with, you sure do have it going on. I sure do like what you have on. Thank you. Just the other day, this Women's Lib. Yeah. Just the other day, Brother Busby, I opened the door for some young ladies. Now, long time ago, they would say, come on, brother. But they walked on by like I'm just supposed to ordinarily do it. My response was, you're welcome. When was the last time, ladies, that you had a positive conversation concerning somebody who you really love? They ain't trying to impress. They ain't not trying to put on no fake personality. Somebody who knows all about your funky ways. Yeah, y'all got funky ways too. Your habits and your dislikes, your hard to get along with days. Someone who loves you not because of, but in spite of. Why can't that be transferred to a good man? I'm trying to. Y'all don't have to talk if you don't know what I mean. When was the last time I asked, did you have a good conversation about a relationship, or did you hear someone saying like the culture around you concerning black relationships? Just think about today's society. How could my mama and daddy stay together for 65 years? I mean, I'm getting up there myself, and I'm trying. Baby, I love you. But think about the changes in the generations. Are y'all sitting in here? Think about the changes in the generation. What made mama and daddy stick together when those of us who were better educated, have more than mom and daddy ever had, and I'm going to get a divorce. Just look at the movies. I can do bad all by myself. What he doesn't know won't hurt him. No wonder we have a generation of thugs and hoodlums. But if the parents who are grown are having marital problems, then how can they train their children? And if they can't train their children, then how can a boy become a man or a girl become a woman? I was fooling around with Google, and this artist put it this way: another day has come and gone in a world where I don't belong. Another week has passed me by, but it's not because I didn't try, but nobody saw me walking and nobody heard me talking. Seems like I gotta do wrong to make you notice me. Children love discipline. You know, it's maybe I guess I'm old school, but do any of you remember when you were in church and you walked by a older person than you were, and you better say, are y'all up? Do you remember somebody slapping you side your head other than your mama or your daddy? And then they went and told your mama and daddy, and your behind caught another whipping. Whatever happened to that? Now, you better not touch my child. Whereas a church is supposed to be a family. And if I'm a part of the family, if your child starts acting a fool, I'm on. They ain't got nothing to do because I don't like you. He picking on my child because he don't like me. That's a lie. Y'all don't have to talk if you don't. I mean, think about those days. Think about the time I never forget. Is it all right if I keep on talking? I mean, you know, think about the time when I never forget. And I know here again I'm old school, but I sure turned out all right, I think. I mean, think about the time when you were allowed to go out on your first date. Do y'all know the latest y'all were supposed to be at home? Some folk 10 o'clock. 12 o'clock. Never, ever, 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 ever after. Never. Because the answer is, what in the world are you doing after 12 o'clock? Nowadays, they don't start to get going until I'm not, and what, David, you understand what I'm saying? And what in the world, the movies is about clothes. So wherever you're going or whatever you're doing, you're outside of the atmosphere of where God wants you to be. We still in bondage. The other day, I had washed my car, and it's dirty now. But I washed my vet, and I was in Plano. I was cruising. You know, I wasn't bothering nobody, just driving, enjoying my engine. I wasn't speeding, don't get me wrong. I'm just driving along, and I get pulled on the side. I get pulled on the side. Is this your car? Now, the inside of me wanted to go off. And y'all would see me on news or TV or Sister Cox, hey, y'all need to come help me bail your pastor out. But because of my complexion and my hair, I had to say, yes, sir. Pull out my insurance. Pull out let him. He walks all around the car. Well, I stopped you because you were waving in the road. I said to him, sir, what is your badge number? I wrote his badge number down, and I done gave it to Judge Clifton Davis. Now he'll hear from Judge Clifton Davis. But my point is that black men, ladies, y'all don't understand what we go through. Because we are more threatened than you will ever be. Y'all don't have to talk. We are still in bondage. 42% of all black children 17 years old can't read beyond the 5th grade. 49.6% of all black high school students drop out of school before completing the 12th grade. 41% of those black students who stay in the educational system are labeled with behavioral disorders and learning disabilities. 35% of all babies born in the black community will be the child of a teenage mother where 1 in 4 of these teen mothers will become pregnant again within a year after their first child. So who's teaching who? Another 15% will become pregnant within the second year. Bondage is the physical, mental, psychological, or emotional abuse that comes from someone that you love. Did y'all hear what I said? This abuse comes from someone you love, and it's not just happening to black women, it's also happening to black men. Which means that bondage is institutional racism and corporate discrimination. Which means that instead of us trying to lift each other up, we like crabs trying to pull each other down. That's corporate discrimination. I'm listening to some friends. Listen at this. American women. The government is planning to remove benefits from 3 million black babies, and a contract that will take food stamps from 6.3 million African American families and school lunches out of the mouths of more than 3 million black children. If you don't vote, the criminal system, I'm going somewhere if y'all can just bear with me. The criminal system is not just. A 13-year-old Caucasian can kill 4 kids because he was drunk, be placed on probation. Now watch what happens to the young black man who was drunk and ran over folk in Austin. Look at the Trayvon Martin story. George Zimmerman let go on the defense of stand your ground. Right as I speak, there is a black man trying the same defense in Florida. Watch what happens. The number of African American men incarcerated has increased by more than 105% over a period of 15 years, while the number of black men entering into college increased by only 29%. In other words, the penal system is dependent on 1 in 4 of our black men to become career criminals by the time they're 16 years old. We the last hired and the first fired. We train them, they take our place. Or they over, y'all don't have to talk. We spend over $200 and some for a pair of tennis shoes. when we can't afford it. We put tattoos all over our bodies. You ain't no D. Wade. You ain't no James LeBron, the Black Mamba. You just trying to make it. All this color in your. I saw a girl yesterday. She had on green and orange in her hair. This ain't Mardi Gras. Where you going? I'm going to interview a job. Oh, we have our problems too. Because a lot of us are tore up from the flow up. But the main issue with us is not until you straighten up your own jacked up life. Not until you sweep around your own front door and get rid of your own funky ways and your own issues. Your emotional problem is not until you come to grips with yourself. Then only then is it possible to have a good relationship with a good black man. Stop blaming others. You automatically got somebody bad if they staying with their mama. You automatically got a problem if you got to pick them up. You automatically got a problem if you got to pay Dutch. What's a Dutch? That ain't no date. I don't Dutch my way through no date. Did I, baby? I paid for everything. Are y'all up in here? When you got to pay for it, baby, I love you. You go downtown and you buy something for him. He never had that before, and he still don't know how to treat you. He's trying to play the field. Then on the other hand, you got a man, he working. He ain't got no education. He just working. But he got a stable job. And he's struggling to pay for you. Because he loves you. And you got the nerve to turn up your nose. Just what is a good black man supposed to do? I wish y'all helped me. Look at your neighbor and say, however. Here's what we do. We find ourselves putting down the possibility of a positive, healthy, and holy relationship between us because we don't think it's possible. And the reason why we don't think it's possible is because we've never had one. Some of us have decided there isn't one black woman that can be trusted no further than I can throw her. Some of us believe the gospel according to Eddie Murphy. There's no woman or man anywhere who can be trusted. Y'all say all men, and Eddie Murphy says it, is nothing but dogs. He says it's a biological thing that we can't help it. You can't help it either. But if Turn to your neighbor and say if. Oh, no, y'all ain't saying it loud enough. Turn to them and say if. If I really love you, say that. If I really love, I mean, y'all, I know there's some folk that don't love each other up in here. You know, that kind of way. You understand what I'm not talking about that. Here's what. If I say I love you, and if we are married, then I am going to take care of you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Because if I do that, I don't have time to look no place else. I wish somebody talk with me. And some of us go into marriage or serious dating with this thought. And that's why we get divorces. Hey, I know you're going to do what you have to do. Just keep it out of my face. So you already messed up before you got started. God says we need each other. Adam recognized it when he said, where's mine? Now, brothers, don't get confused. The enemy is not our black women. Am I right about it? Am I right about it, brother? See, we need each other. Ladies, please don't get confused. The enemy is not black men. I can't hear y'all, ladies. See, the enemy is the devil. The enemy is the devil. Preparing yourself educationally or financially, or you have a vocation before you jump up and say, let's get married. But can I stop right here? I'm going to stop anyhow. There. When you got married, you already knew what you had. See, when you got married, you already knew what you had. Because if you dated this person long enough, their true outward came shining through. Right? Now watch this. If you married a man who has only a good vocation, or he just has a good job, why are you fussing at him? You already knew what his average income was going to be before you married him. I'm trying to talk sense. I wish somebody talked to me. Do I need to say it again? If you didn't marry a doctor, you didn't marry a lawyer, you married a hard-working man who gets up every morning and goes to work, and he work like Kareem. You say when they talk to me, Daddy, yeah, I know, Daddy, you work like a dog. You already know. So how can you get mad at me when I'm trying to do the best I can? If you want to increase our income, notice I said our, get your backside out there and go to work also. You already knew. And you know, and the thing about it is, I bought it home. I ain't out there spending it. I'm bringing it home. I'm doing all I can, and you got the nerve to say, I'm sick of it. I'm just trying to talk. Then, brothers, you cannot, say cannot. No, not say cannot. Not say it, brother, loud. You cannot beat anyone physically or emotionally into loving you. Are you there? You can't buy love. I'm going to say it again. You can't buy love. You got to earn love. Now, y'all don't have to talk. Look at, when I say love, now, I know, you know, I'm using me for example. Because I dare use anybody else. I'm using me, and I don't think she'll get embarrassed. Look how she looking. But she'll testify to the truth. I'll call my wife up unexpectedly, and I'll say, baby, I love you. Is that true? Sometimes, and you know, sometimes she hurts my feelings. Because she say, okay, I love you too, I gotta go. You know, I'm trying to have a moment with my baby, you know, so we can prepare for the night. And she done knocked all the fire out of me. Y'all understand, bro? I'm talking about love. See, do I need to stop or go ahead on and finish? I mean, it's 1:15 now. Do I do the rest next week or go ahead on? All right. Now watch. Brothers, the world has lied to you. When they told you you're strong because you can beat up somebody. That's a lie. Strength is found in try a little tenderness. You don't have to dominate a woman. Domination shows that you're insecure. And being insecure shows you don't know who you are. And when you don't know who you are, you have low self-esteem or no self-esteem. And when you don't have no self-esteem, you try to take it out on the person who loves you. Look at Jesus. He was tender enough to say, woman, thy faith has made thee whole. And tough enough to stand up in a boat and tell the winds and the waves, shut up. Now, sisters, black men are not your enemies. Let me say it one more time. We ain't your enemy. See, too many of our young men haven't seen kindness and tenderness because he has been taught to be tough. He has been told that is the only way you can make it in this world. But he wasn't told you be tough outside, but you be loving on the inside. You see, in the structure generation that we have going on now, 8 out of 10 families are run by a female. What did I say? 8 out of 10 families are run by a female. 75% of those females who have male children have boyfriends or live in or whatever. And this young boy sees this. What he sees is his mama being slapped around, cussed out, put down, and so that's the only thing that he knows. A black boy has never seen a couple calling each other love names, but hears other names, which shows disrespect and utter disdain. If a black boy has never seen a man and a woman working together, pulling together, playing together, walking together through a storm and through the rain, if he can't be what he's never seen. Ladies, did y'all hear what I just said? I can't be what I've never seen. I can't be what I've never felt. So you can't blame the victim. Don't hate him. Love him. Because we need each other. Well, it's really interesting when you look at the creation. In Genesis, it says God brought forth light, said it was good. Brought forth dry land, said it was good. He didn't even say the Sabbath was good. He blessed it, he hallowed it, and he sanctified it, but he didn't say it was good. It's good, but he didn't say it was good. But watch this. In Genesis 2:18, when he makes a woman, he says, it's very good. Wait, did y'all hear what I said? He says, it's very good. He only left the very good to the creation of a woman. Now watch this. God makes covenants with communities. God makes a covenant with communities, which is a family. We can't go to heaven by ourselves. Did y'all hear what I just? You think I'm lying? Watch this. Look at the Lord's Prayer. There's not one first personal singular pronoun in the whole prayer, and it's our model prayer. Look at it. It's our Father. It's forgive us. It's lead us. It's give us this day our daily bread. It's not give me this day my daily bread. I'm getting ready to close. I got to close. Back in Houston, friend of mine bought a used Mercedes. Ran perfect for a while. Then one day, for no apparent reason, it just stopped on him. No warning. He checked the battery. no problem. Horn worked, no problems. Light came on, no problems. The engine would just turn over and over and over and over and over, but it wouldn't start. So what he did was he called the wrecker, the tow truck. And instead of taking the Mercedes to a Mercedes mechanic or dealership because he didn't want to spend the money, he decided to take it to a friend who was what I would call a shade tree mechanic. Now, when he got the Mercedes in the driveway, the friend looked at the car. No machine to properly analyze this expensive car. He checked the car the best way he could. Notice I said he checked the car out the best way he could. Notice I said he checked the car out the best way he could. He said to to my friend, don't worry. The problem is your fuel pump has gone bad. So my friend and the mechanic ran up to AutoZone, purchased a fuel pump, put it on the car, and the car started running. It ran fine for a while. Then all of a sudden, he heard this awful noise. The car stopped running, and he took the car back to his friend. His friend checked it out as best he could. It said, I'm so sorry, it looks like you threw a rod. This time my friend said, well, I better take it to a certified Mercedes shop. Took the car to the dealership, and they looked under the hood and said to my friend, your fuel pump shut off, didn't it? He said, yeah, that's what happened. The guy said, well, you said to yourself, let me save a few bucks. So you bought a fuel pump from all places, AutoZone, and put it on your engine. Not only that, instead of getting a Mercedes fuel pump, you bought a cheaper fuel pump, didn't you? My friend said, yeah. He said, the man said, but guess what? Mercedes designed their fuel pumps so that when there's no oil in the engine won't run. That is why you did not get any fuel to your engine in the first place. We call it a safety mechanism. The real Mercedes fuel pump was designed to keep from happening what you forced to happen. That cheap American fuel pump has no shutoff valve. Now you have about $8,000 worth of damage to the engine. Instead of fooling around with somebody who meant well, instead of you trying to save money, you should have taken your car back to the owner where it came from. Come here, somebody. Back to the Creator who knows all about the ins and outs of the Mercedes. Come here, somebody. Maybe that's our problem. Some of us married because of what we thought people wanted or not what God said what we wanted. So God has to teach us a lesson. Sometimes the good suffers, but he will fix it so that in the end all things work together for good to them that love the Lord. Some of us are married for the wrong reason, but you're married now. Some of our mates just left because they didn't really love you in the first place. They just wanted to do what they saw. But if you tried everything, you cried, you tried counselors, but why don't you go back to the one that made you get yourself together and call on heaven's tow truck and take that messed up relationship back to the man who changed water into wine. Back to the man who is a rock in a weary land. Shelter in the time of storm. And when you do that, you'll discover that God is still good. And black men, it's your responsibility to love and respect our women. I'm going to say it one more time. It is our responsibility to love and respect our black women. Can I get a witness in here? And everybody in here has made some mistakes. Married, unmarried, everybody has made some mistakes. Learn how to forgive. In closing now, when my wife Adela had our first child, I was there. And I saw what she went through. From the beginning to the end. I mean, she grabbed my hand on one time. I thought I had no more arm. I'm talking about I did that to her. But that, she probably don't even remember that. But when you see what a woman goes through to have your child, that ought to make you love them even more. Did y'all hear what I said? When you see and understand. So this morning, what does a good black man have to do? Keep on being good. Keep on doing the right thing. And ladies, open your eyes. I'm going to say it one more time. Ladies, open your eyes. Because there just may be somebody. Beauty is only skin deep. Ugliness to the bone. When beautiness will have faded, ugliness gonna hold its own.